Welcome to the channel, my name is Grizzy, and today we have an updated legend tier list because our most recent update is about to shake up the meta. March 9th starts the Chaos Theory collection event, and we received a lot of legend updates that I will cover in this video, and we will discuss how these changes are going to impact your favorite legends in the game as a whole. With this updated tier list, I will not be covering the legends that were not affected with this patch, so make sure to check out my previous tier list video. I will have it in the top right corner of the screen here, and I'll post the link in the description so you can check out that video as well. Before we hop into all the changes, it would really mean a lot to me if you like the video so that YouTube can share it to others, and subscribe to the channel if you're new. I have a ton of content planned and in the works for Season 8, so hit that sub button, turn notifications on, and hey, let's get right into this video. Now, what I find kind of ironic is that the town takeover and this event is centered around Caustic. The Apex Legends town takeover video showed Caustic as an absolute force. However, this legend got hit hard with some nerfs for this patch. In my previous tier list video, I had Caustic rated as an S tier legend. Caustic was incredibly powerful because his gas ultimate was extremely oppressive with a short cooldown, a slowing effect to enemies, and the damage per tick ramped up from 6 HP to 12 HP with each second in the gas. With this update, his Nox gas grenade cooldown was increased from 2.5 minutes to 3.5 minutes, and they dropped the damage on his Not gas from that ramping 6 to 12 to a flat rate of 5 HP per second. Now with the gas, it only hits you 5 damage per tick, and the gas lasts 20 seconds. All an enemy has to do is stay out of the gas for 1 to 2 seconds, and you will simply not die from that gas ultimate. With these changes to Caustic, he is still going to be very powerful. He's going to be incredibly good at being defensive, and he can zone out enemies, and he's especially good indoors. However, his ultimate for in-game zones aren't simply going to win you games. Personally, I like these changes, and Caustic will still prove useful due to his teammates being able to move freely in the gas, but with this update, I have adjusted Caustic to a B+ tier legend who will excel very well in certain scenarios, such as defending a location, preventing third parties, and fighting indoors. I still feel like Gibraltar can provide a little more to the team right now as that big fortified legend due to his overall team utility. Next up, we have a legend that you're going to see a lot more in Season 8, and Pathfinder had his low profile removed. Let's go! With his increased hitbox size and previous low profile, Pathfinder was such a liability at closer ranges, especially because low profile legends receive equal damage to the legs as they do to the chest. Now Pathfinder has some really long legs, so that low profile was really truly holding him back. Now with Pathfinder having low profile removed, and they've already reworked his grapple cooldown to be within 10 to 30 seconds, this legend is gonna be so good in all encounters. I can't wait to play Pathfinder more again, and I previously had Path as a B tier legend, but with low profile removed, Path easily becomes A tier. A few things holding Path back from S tier are due to him not really having an impactful passive ability, and the zipline is currently outclassed by other repositioning tools like the Octane Jump Pad or Horizon's Tactical. Pathfinder to me is one of the most fun legends in all of Apex, and I cannot wait to play him more now that his low profile is removed. After Pathfinder, we move into Gibraltar. Gibby had a small change with this update where he does not have 15% faster heal time within his dome of protection. This is a very small nerf, and Gibby's bubble is still powerful for cover, for repositioning, bubble fights, and reviving teammates. Gibraltar previously was an S tier legend, and he remains S tier for me even after this nerf. Now we move into Horizon, who had her black hole cooldown increased from 2 minutes to 3 minutes with this patch. Same thing goes here for Horizon. Although she did receive a slight nerf, she's still going to be S tier because her tactical is extremely powerful and she's able to gain height advantage easily versus enemies. This nerf was justified because she practically had her ultimate for every single fight, so I'm really happy with this change to her kit. Another legend who had a small change with this patch is Revenant. Revenant's silence now disables Mirage Cloaked Revive, and it also disables Octane's Swift Mend. Wattson also received a passive similar to Octane's, but it did not say in the patch notes if Revenant disables her new passive ability. This is a small buff to Revenant, and it will have its niche uses. However, I don't feel like it bumps him up in the tier list. Revenant received an A tier rating in my previous video, and he stays A tier after this buff. Now, as mentioned previously, Wattson got a buff with this patch, and she now has a passive shield regen at 0.5 per second, which is half of Octane's current health regen rate. Finally, Wattson gets some love, and I'm super happy with this added passive to her kit. I feel like this passive is going to more heavily impact high tier competitive events because this passive ability will be huge with long range fights, positioning, and playing the zone with the ability to save on shields. In my previous video, I had Wattson rated as a B tier legend, and in normal pubs and ranked, I think she moves up to B plus tier. Between and after fights, you won't always have to wait to charge your shield, and with long range, she's going to be able to take some hits, and if she's near her pylon, she'll be charging her shields twice as fast as her team. This will allow Wattson to be a little bit more active and faster back into the fights. She might even be able to carry a stack less of cells and carry a bit more grenades due to this passive. At high level ranked and ALGS competitive play, I think she gets bumped up to A- with the ability to zone out other teams, defend areas, and save on shields with this new passive. I'm really excited about this change to Wattson. The last legend affected by these patch notes is Rampart. Now, with this patch, they did change the explosive damage to the amped cover. It used to inflict 200 damage, and now it will just do normal damage, and same thing with Sheila as well. This is a buff in the right direction to making Rampart more competitive. However, I don't think it bumps her out of the tier that she was in before. The legend is still at her best when camping her amped covers, and they can still be shot down pretty quickly. I would like to see them buff Rampart more to make her more competitive, but with this buff, I move Rampart from D tier to D plus tier. Alright guys, so those are my adjusted tier list rankings for Season 8 of Apex. Make sure to check out the full video in the link in the description, and also let me know in the comments if you disagree with any of my rankings. Again, this is purely my opinion, so keep that in mind as well. And also, what nerf or buff are you most excited about with these notes? To me personally, I'm super excited with the changes to Pathfinder and Wattson. Alright guys, so I'll see you in the next video. I'm Grizzy, and I'm out.